Live, local, trusted. This is WKYT News.
Now at 10, Derby 151 is in the books. Our Brian Milam and Lee K. Howard recap the action from Churchill Downs. Plus, a little rain never stopped anybody from enjoying Derby Day. We'll hear from fans of the track about what made today so special. And we'll show you how people right here in Lexington got in on the Derby fun without making the trip to Louisville. Good evening, I'm Samantha Valentino. Thanks for joining us on this Derby Day. And it was a day full of excitement and rain across the Commonwealth today. 150,000 people flocked to Churchill Downs to watch the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. After a thriller down the stretch in the mud, Sovereignty is wearing the garland of roses tonight. Our Brian Milam and Lee K. Howard have our recap of Kentucky Derby 151 from the Downs.
Kentucky Derby 151 was raced in the mud and the slop. Godolphin Racing. Bill Mott, Junior Alvarado finally get that Derby win with Sovereignty.
Last year we saw Kenny McPeak and Brian Hernandez get their first Derby win. This year Junior Alvarado and Bill Mott, and they had to hold off the favorite in the finish.
You know, I would say we hit the fire pole, you know, and then that's when he kind of was saying to me, like, listen, I'm ready. So, you know, from there I started picking it up, you know, I didn't want to get too excited. And, you know, right when we turned from home and I put him in the clear on the outside, you know, I knew what he got. I knew what he's capable of, and you know, he didn't disappoint me.
So what a win for Sovereignty. Of course, Baeza and Final Gambit also hit the board, but Journalism, a disappointing second.
Yeah, the favorite does not win. Coming up in sports, we will have a much more in-depth recap of Derby 151. Let's go back to you.
And Sovereignty was born and bred right here in Lexington at Godolphin's Jeanabel Farm and is Godolphin's first Kentucky Derby winner. They also won the Kentucky Oaks with good cheer yesterday. And this weekend, storms made for a muddy track there at Churchill Downs. But just because the Derby is over, unfortunately, doesn't mean the rain is. Let's check in now with First Alert Meteorologist Ben Beddos. Ben, how's the rest of the weekend looking?
Well, we're going to see more showers and storms, simply put. Maybe not as widespread as what we saw today, but the activity is still going to be there as we go into tomorrow as well. Look at downtown Lexington right now. In Lexington, we have settled down. We've had periods of rain this afternoon and this evening, but things have settled down in Lexington. We look at the activity out there right now, and our First Alert radar network and temperatures are sitting generally into the mid-50s, but we still got some heavier rain in the parts of eastern Kentucky right now, moving into places like Montgomery County, Owensville, over towards Moorhead, Frenchburg, West Liberty, Campton, seeing this activity down to parts of Lee County and also into Breathitt County. We also have some more of that heavier band of rain that's also moving across Hazard into Knott County as well. Generally, eastern Kentucky is now seeing the heaviest of rain at this time. As we look at tomorrow, we're going to continue to see more of the scattered shower storm activity as temperatures are going to stay cool. We're only going to see highs for tomorrow into the mid to upper 50s, so it is going to stay pretty chilly throughout the day, considering it is now May. Future radar and clouds, it shows that activity that kind of just swirls around. You can see the counterclockwise motion with this low pressure pretty much on top of us as we go through the day tomorrow. Look at this kind of rotation with the showers that just rotate around Kentucky, basically, or in Kentucky. And you can see by the afternoon, yeah, we got more activity and some thunderstorms. And this just continues even into the evening hours. It'll be very scattered about for the day tomorrow. And then we go into Monday and still see scattered activity. I'll talk about maybe when we can get a brief break of this. That's coming up.
All right, Ben, thank you. Well, all of that rain today couldn't put a damper on the excitement at Churchill Downs. WKYT's Mariah Conjuto was one of the thousands of fans who braved the elements to watch the Run for the Roses. She gives us a look at that excitement at Kentucky Derby 151.
It's been a wet and chilly Derby 151, but that's not having any impact on this crowd. It's just this year we've added an accessory to the look. Plastic.
Loving it, but the weather could be a little bit better.
The ground at Churchill Downs is damp.
Awesome atmosphere.
Having a wonderful time.
But not the spirits.
I'm okay with it. My boys are okay with it, so we're having a good time. Happy Derby Day.
Making the best of what is, for many, a check off the bucket list.
First Derby.
All right, what are we thinking? Amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible. First time here?
Yes, it is.
We got an invitation It was one of those things that you just can't pass up.
It's also a bachelor trip destination.
We wanted to go to a once-in-a-lifetime quintessential sporting event. Honestly, what better than the Kentucky Derby?
And a social affair.
I enjoyed hanging out with my friends and just being here. It's been a really cool experience so far.
But you can't forget the traditions that make the day so unique and special. The sips. What are you drinking?
A Lily. My first Lily. It's delicious.
The fashion.
Amazon.
A lot of online shopping.
I knew I wanted to wear blue, so that's how I chose. And placing bets. 5 on 8 to win.
A winner, I hope.
The moral of the story at Churchill Downs on this 151st Derby is absolutely nothing can rain on this parade.
Come on! Let's go 151! Cheers!
From Kentucky Derby 151, I'm Mariah Conchito, WKYT.
And Derby Day, of course, brings all kinds of celebrities here to Kentucky, and many of them were at last night's Barnstable Brown Gala. Actors, Super Bowl champions, and Olympic gold medalists alike were among those at the party on Derby Eve. For some of them, Derby weekend was a brand new experience.
I've always wanted to come to the Kentucky Derby, but obviously with training, I've never been able to come. So I'm really excited now that I'm able to come. My mom, it was a bucket list for her as well. My agent too. So we're all here. We're all excited.
The gala raises money for the Barnstable Brown Diabetes Center at the University of Kentucky. Over the years, it's raised more than $21 million. And the Derby festivities stretch far beyond Louisville. While there were no races at Keeneland today, there sure were a lot of fans. For many, a trip to Keeneland on Derby Day is a tradition and a way to get in on the action without making the trip to the Downs. WKYT's Maggie Rickerby was there talking bets and other racing fun with those fans.
It's the day Kentuckians have waited for all year, from fancy hats to the thrill of the race.
Our friends kind of were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't go. It's really rainy, but we would never miss it for the world.
A lot of folks we spoke to say they prefer Keeneland over busy Churchill Downs.
Keeneland has its own feel, it's got its own vibe, and it always feels like home.
One couple took a 17-hour journey to be at Keeneland for Derby Day.
We came all the way from Romania to see the famous Kentucky Derby because we've only seen it on TV and we really wanted to experience it. Yeah.
And the bets are on.
The number 6 has just been coming up in my head a lot.
I placed a bet with Luxor.
I bet on Tistastic today.
I've got number 1 and number 5.
While there are many fan favorites among the crowd here at Keeneland, only one can win it all.
And the crowned winner is Sovereignty.
We bet $4 on Sovereignty, so I think with his odds, I think that was like $20.
Yeah. So I think that could get him a good, maybe a couple pacifiers or something.
Package of diapers.
Yeah.
I heard Sovereignty was pretty good. Journalism also is pretty up there. I'm not one that usually bets the favorite because I like to see the comeback usually. It's pretty cool, the underdog. So it's pretty exciting no matter what, you know, and possibility of the Triple Crown is just an awesome opportunity.
And that wraps up the excitement in Keeneland for this spring season. In Lexington, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
And a reminder tonight, you can find more Derby coverage inside our free WKYT News app. Just scan that QR code you see on your screen now to download. You'll also get alerts sent from our newsroom straight to your phone.